Chef Jamal here with Feed the Mass. We are cooking out of the Cancer Fighting Kitchen cookbook, and we found these macaroons that are filled with cardamom, maple, and love. We can't wait to share it with you guys. Stay tuned. Cardamom maple mini macaroons. Okay, so we have coconut, cardamom, eggs, we'll only be using the egg whites, our favorite dark chocolate, lemon, vanilla paste, maple syrup, and creme de tartare. The equipment that we're gonna need, a double boiler situation. That could look very different for you, but it's just a small pot with some water that we're gonna bring up to a simmer, and a bowl, zest for our lemon, a little spatula to get things moving, whisk, spoon, and a non-stick high heat spatula, and some bowls. Let's do it. So we put our coconut into a bowl, and then we're mixing in our cardamom, right? Cardamom is one of those spices that is lent well to Indian cooking, North African cooking, and that's kind of where this dish originated from. Now, I'm saying macarons, you're saying macaroons. There's a bunch of different items out there that are similar in name and flavor profile, but these bad boys, right, started off as almond meal, and then they eventually evolved into a base of coconut. Now, for sweetness, we're adding maple syrup today, right? Instead of refined or processed sugar. That's gonna help us get a really rich flavor out of these and helps our body to not spike up with all of the sugar that we're adding, right? So we mixed all of that together, right? And now we're gonna mix in our vanilla paste. So right now we have coconut, vanilla, cardamom. I'm gonna add a pinch of salt. All of these together are gonna come out to a wonderful, wonderful array of flavors in our mouth. So that's exactly where these are going once they're done. All right, so that's all mixed up, right? Bang, set that aside. So our next step is to separate our egg yolks and egg whites. So the first thing you need to do is have confidence in cracking your egg, getting that into a bowl. Don't be timid about it, because that's how you can crack your yolk. And then you can just go in there with your hand, just like that, and separate the egg whites from the yolk. And I'll show you how to do that again. Ba, ba. I just go in there with my little claw, gentle pinch, pull up, and you'll see the white want to separate. Bang, perfect. So we're gonna put a pinch of salt, a pinch of salt, cool, right in there. And then a little creme de tartare, so we can get that nice and stiff. And the fun part, we're just gonna be whisking this until we get nice peaks, nice and stiff. You'll see the transformation in the eggs as we're just adding air to it, and we're just going from this liquid state to a more happy and fluffy state. It's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. All right, so we're mixing this all together. Look at that, it's already starting to get super fluffy, but we're not done. Switch.
You still have like
Can you help me?
Yeah, you still have a couple.
Just telling Dan I should have spaced it out. Shouldn't have done it yesterday and today.
Yeah, you see how it's still flat.
Oh. It's part of the process.
Wait, inception.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's it.
See?
Yeah.
So the peak should be straight
Thank
up.
you. Ah. Success. There it is. Small victories. All right, so we got that. So now we're gonna slowly fold in, and by fold in, I'm gonna take a little bit, put it here, and then fold it in there. A little bit of this guy. Drop that in, and then fold it. Now we're gonna drop this into the freezer for about 10 minutes. And while that's happening, we can start melting the chocolate. So it's been about 10 minutes. We have these guys ready to go on the parchment. So now we're just gonna gently mold these little bad boys and scoop them out to here. I don't want to add too much of my body heat to it because I don't want anything to deflate. And we're going to try to make these minis, so not as big as the first two there. And I'm going to try to work quickly as it's cold. Now these portion sizes are perfect if you don't want to consume that much sugar, and you can make this before guests show up, like the day before, right? And they'll still be good the next day. Into the oven. We have our oven already preheated at 350. We're gonna let that ride for about 15 minutes. Now we're gonna melt this chocolate, right? That's gonna make this so decadent. Take this whole dish and elevate it a bit. So I'm gonna wait for this water to come to a nice simmer. At that point, we have our double boiler, and then we can just start mixing this around with our spatula, get it nice and melted all together. All right, it's at a boil. We're gonna bring it down to a simmer. Perfect. Bowl on top of simmering water, chocolate in bowl, bang. Now you're gonna see, just like that, chocolate is already melting. The trick is to just keep this stirring. Nice, like so. Once we get all the clumps out and everything is fully melted, we can just kind of leave this on here with the heat off. Then come back to it when we're ready to dip our little cookies in there. Almost there. Okay, great. All right, now we just wait. So it's been about 20 minutes. So now for the fun part, right? Getting these off of the sheet. And while they're still warm, I'm gonna dip them and then have them cool a bit before I serve them. So they're nice and golden brown at the top here. Right? So check this out, right here. Nice little plate. So we'll do two without, and then two dipped in chocolate. Look at that. And then for the finish, a little lemon zest. And we're gonna let those guys cool for about 10 minutes in the fridge, and then they're ready to eat. All right, so there we have it. Cardamom maple mini macarons, and they're super tasty. Thank you so much. This is Jamal with Feed the Mass, and we are so excited that we could have showed you this today. Cheers. That's why they weren't great yesterday. They were
Those are macaroons.
macaroons.
You're making macaroons.
Macaroons.
Macarons
Oh yeah, French.
are the little circular cookies.
Yeah, and macaroons.
You're making macaroons with
Macaroons.
the coconut, right?
Yeah, runes.
I didn't know it was a similar recipe.
Similar, yeah. The only difference is the switching out of the